Hello everybody, welcome to sunny Florida. Here I am in my front yard, and today I want to talk about fruitful trees. My trees are doing great here in the front yard, and many times I've changed my opinions about what I'm planting and where I'm planting them and how I'm planting them. But today I want to show you why I speak so much about the spacing of trees. When I did the front yard here, I planted my dwarf trees in the front yard, because somebody told me you want to have your smaller trees in your front yard, and as you travel you want the trees to go up and up, so the trees all the way in the back of your yard are the tallest as possible. Now I think a big part of that, and an important part of that, depends in what you're facing. If you're facing where the sun comes up, you want your smaller trees in the front and your bigger trees in the back. And if you're facing the opposite way, you might have it different, because you don't want the bigger trees to block out the smaller trees. But from the way my house faces, the sun comes up and it's more like on the side, so it doesn't make as much of a difference. If I really wanted to do this properly, I would have planted the bigger trees on one side of the house and the smaller ones on one, to get the most sun per tree as possible. So there's much involved when you're planting or picking tree places, spaces, and where you're going to put the actual trees. And you can get involved with it depending how many trees you're planting. And if you're doing a lot of trees like I do, you want to make sure it's as efficient as possible. So I'm going to show you what I did, and I made some changes along the way, and I'm still running into a few situations which I'll show you. So this again is my front yard that I'm showing you here today, and it's the side of a front yard. I have two sides to the front yard. We'll see if I'll show both sides depending how long the video is going to be, but I'm learning as I'm going, and I'm confirming some of the things I already know. So let me show you now. Okay, I'm standing on the corner edge of my front yard here, and this is the corner of mango land. And my goal up front was to plant my dwarf varieties of mango trees, and I've added a couple of additions along the way. Like this, for example, which is coming out real soon. This is a perennial green tree, which nobody's consuming at this time, so it's going to come out. It's just a green herb, chaya it's called, and it's getting way too big. Also, I've added some bananas to the front of the yard that I didn't have before. And the bananas were really, until the other trees grow big, I'll have bananas there. I'll see how they are, but I'm starting to love the shade that they give, and look, the beauty of it. So, but I have banana trees all around now, which I didn't have before. These are apple manzano bananas, which are taller bananas. So for now, they're there. So the mango trees I planted here was, this one here is a Juliette, which is a semi dwarf tree, meaning it's going to grow faster than the dwarf tree. But this is a Juliette tree. And when I first got it, I bought it at a pretty good size. I think it was a 15-gallon. I got a great deal. It wasn't looking good for a really long time. Now it's starting to look really nice, and I tasted it a while ago, last summer, and I really liked it. I heard a lot of negative things about it, but I like the taste. It's in a nice spot. Another tree I planted, which is another semi-dwarf, maybe even bigger, is this one. It's Tess Pollock. Now, it's not the best tasting one. I heard a lot of hype about it. It's a good one. I like it. That's a Tess Pollock, and that one's growing faster than any other tree in my front yard. It's getting so big, and part of the reason why I'm making this video today, because I had a space between these two trees to walk into that's being closed up real quickly. So that's creating a little issue. I don't like that it's closing up the space. Now, this here is a honey kiss. And this has created a problem also, because if anything, it could have been a temporary tree and I could have kept it Tess Pollock. But I tasted honey kiss last summer, and I really, really liked it a lot. And it's a semi-dwarf tree. Beautiful spot. So basically, I have honey kiss, Tess Pollock, and Juliette, Super Julie. Well, not Juliette. Now, these bananas are all temporarily. The bananas can go easily. But these three trees are definitely planted too close. and one or two of them are going to have to go. Of the three trees, I liked Honeykiss the best. Juliette was nice, but I still liked Honeykiss the best. Tess Pollock is growing big in that space. And it's in a nice space back there, kind of away from everything else. It's in the best spot, is the Tess Pollock, because if this Honeykiss wasn't here and this Juliette wasn't here, it will create more space elsewise. But Honeykiss is my favorite of these three, so I'm going to have to make a decision on that. Now, coming on this side here, I have this, which is Rosy Gold. And as you can see, we got some not only early bloom flowers on Rosy Gold, but we also have some mangoes on Rosy Gold. So some more mangoes on Rosy Gold. So Rosy Gold, wonderful producer. I have that here. Not in the way of too much in the meantime. Then over here in the corner, I purposely planted a big white sapote, a Redlands white sapote, because that's going to be able to grow out towards my yard, out more. So that's Redlands white sapote. Now here is where it gets interesting. This was a seedling. When I moved in, it was here. And I top burked it because it wasn't good. And I put ice cream on it. So now that's an ice cream tree. And over here up front, I just put a seedling of a China jackfruit. Over here, I have a lemon gold jackfruit, which is supposed to be a dwarfa variety. And it's growing big. I actually had to cut that. It's growing really nice. And here, I planted, right there, I planted a China jackfruit. Now, definitely, when this China jackfruit goes, that banana in the background is going to be in the way. So I'll keep that banana temporarily until this China grows. And if this grows as nice as my other China trees, that's going to go. Possibly this ice cream is going to go. And it's a little close to the Honeykiss, but we'll see. But that's my my China. And then over here I have two Thai mangoes. I purposely put them up front because they're green mangoes. So I have this one here that's Pim Kim Sum, I think. And oh, I forget the name of this one, but this is a crunchy green mango. So those should be okay over there. Just wanted to give you guys an update on my front yard situation. My ultimate goal is to have this China jackfruit go really tall and beautiful. Remove that banana. Remove that ice cream if I need to. Those jackfruits in the front will go tall and skinny. The white sapote will go great over there. This Rosy Gold is in a okay spot for the meantime. It's in an okay spot. But again, the Honeykiss or the Tess Pollock or the Juliette, one of them are going to have to go. And from a spot standpoint, unfortunately, it might be the nice Honeykiss. But I could always move it. I could move it. It's still small enough if I have to in the future. Not that I have any room to move it somewhere. But if I have to move that, I can. I can move any of these. And so that's what's happening here. And then I'll show you in the front here, I planted a Mamey apple. Not a Mamey, but a Mamey apple, a Mamey Americana right there recently. So this is a acerola cherry that I just have, and it's just protecting that Mamey Americana right now until that grows bigger. Then I'll get rid of the acerola cherry. Somebody asked me why I'm getting rid of the acerola cherry. Why not? It's a good tree to put in a pot, but I wouldn't necessarily say it's the best tree to have for limited space. Now that's just this side of the yard. The other side I'll do another video on another time. So again, this chai is going. And we're going to decide which one of these mango trees are going to go. And maybe the ice cream. And that's where I'm at. All right, just breaking down my front yard. I just wanted to give you this idea of what I'm doing and what my goals are. But if I had to do it all over again in a tree spacing, I definitely would have did it a little different, not too much different. But I did get rid of when I planted that China jackfruit. There was planted over there a dwarf Hawaiian tree that I moved. So I moved the dwarf Hawaiian tree and I put the China jackfruit tree, and I moved the dwarf Hawaiian tree to another location. Now, if I want to be productive and be wise, I should move one of these other 3 trees now, sooner than later, and so they can get established somewhere else, which I have to consider to do. And unfortunately, the honeykiss is the one that looks like it's the one that might need to be moved. And one more cool thing I'm going to show you is before we finish here today, my first flowers on the redland white sapote. Check them out. Very nice. So it's been a while and I finally got some flowers there. All right, everybody, that is an update of my tree situation here. Probably the next time you see me, this will not be here, this chaya. And I'm excited. The trees are growing in and great things are happening here. That's my front yard and how I decided to do it. Let me know what your opinions are about what I did here and your excitement about what's going to happen here. And for your comments and questions below, thank you for subscribing to this channel. Have a great day, everybody, and keep growing.